Hello everyone, I'm Zhuyang Wu. Let me start our presentation. As OECD shows that small and medium enterprises account for 19% of firms and employ 63% of in the workforce in the world. Obviously, small and medium enterprises is important for world's economy. Therefore, what is the definition of a small business? Small revenue, small profit, small number of employees, or small in size. The World Bank used three quantitative criteria of defining SME: the number of employees, the total assets in US dollars, and the annual sales in US dollars. A business must meet the quantitative criteria, a number of employees, and at least one financial criteria can be categorized as the micro, small, or medium business. And our topic is SME capital raising through friends. There are 4 people in our group. The other 3 group members are Scott, Jared, and Jia Pan. Capital is the most important part for the small and medium enterprises. Scott will talk about the main option for small and medium enterprises to raising capital, and then he will talk about the SME finance in New Zealand. In the end, he will compare the ownership structure. There are many ways for small and medium enterprises to raising capital. Jared will talk about the advantages of raising capital through the friends first. Then he will talk about the risk of raising capital through the friends. Contract is an indispensable part of raising capital. Therefore, Jared will pay more attention to the contract. In the end, Jia Pan will talk about how to raise capital through the friends, and she will give some tips.
So there are many options available to SMEs for raising capital. This can be through banks financing that they may personally bank with, through second-tier lending if they're unable to resource funds, equity loans, IPOs if they wish to go public. They can go through crowdfunding. Friends and family are always an easy source to get funds through, or they can look at loan and equity loans and also venture capital investments. The OECD scoreboard in 2014 noticed an upward trend of SMEs sourcing finance after the global financial crisis, and those that were requesting debt were at 21%, and those are able to attain them were 89%. Outside of that, the other options in the 3 Fs through family, friends and fools, and we'll be exploring a bit more about the financing options through friends. The ownership structure and capital structure of the SME is very important to the way that they finance their business. We saw in the capital structure choice case study that their SMEs had a very low use of debt or no debt at all. So we felt that they would fall in line with the pecking order theory, where they would use short-term debt to maybe get them going, but they also look for internal equity or external, which would be through friends. And so they would look to friends to maybe help them get the startup and get them up and running in those first early days of their business while they build up some capital behind them. So financing from friends can be very problematic. We're not too sure what their involvement might be and what their expected return is, and this might be from a sole trader and or not clearly outlined in a partnership deed. So an alternative to funds other than friends is a crowdfunding. There are many websites available in New Zealand. One that recently started in 2014 is the Snowball Effect, and they are a market-to-market capital fundraising.
I'm Jared, and I'll be looking at the advantages, the risks, and the reasons for contractualizing the agreement when capital formation is done for a small to medium enterprise via friends. Okay, so first, the advantages. For a small to medium enterprise, capital formation is oftentimes funded by a loan offering from friends or family to someone who has developed an idea that captures value. It is important, therefore, to weigh up the pros and cons of this lending arrangement. Advantages: generally little or no interest to repay compared to lending companies, because the interest on a loan will be higher than what your friend needs. It's easy to gather the money because you don't have to see a financial analyst and get approved. Immediate access to funds, because if your friend is willing to help you, they'll have the money there already. There's a loose repayment schedule, a lot less stricter time frame to repay compared to a lending company, and because there's little or no interest to repay in comparison to a lending company, you earn for a greater return. Risks associated. With the risk associated to borrowing being interest expense accrued, in terms of financial costs, it can be said that this is a risk-free investment. Although, also having no contract raises the issue of how earnings and repayments to the lender can be taxed, especially if the loan repayments are higher than the allowed gift threshold. And also another risk, a predominant risk, is the friend's desire for company stock. So if your friend lends you money, then they may wish to be an owner, and if they are an owner, it creates possible damages to the relationship when decisions aren't agreed to, and sometimes it could mean possible immediate payback. Okay, contractualizing the arrangement. With the nature of borrowing from friends so ambiguous, it is very important to treat the friend as a stranger and have a written contract that states the terms of the deal. This means the friend does not have decision input into the business either by stock or arrangement or your obligation to them. This is because their funding is debt rather than equity, which would allow them input as a function of ownership. This will mean you can make your own decisions in accordance to the vision of your company without outside noise. It's also important so the lender friend is aware of the time frame for repayment and the details of the earnings from the deal. A contract will also provide you protection from the inherent risks associated to this type of capital formation.
Now I would introduce how to start the small business through raising capital from friends. I know it is not fun to ask friends for money, but hopefully people can win them with their great business idea. It is not an easy step, but it is necessary. One major reason why small business fall is because owners lack the necessary funds. Money is needed for equipment, property, and more essentials for your small business. To avoid complications in the future, first, make sure to have a written agreement stating terms and details of the law. You wouldn't want to fight with loved ones with money. Be sure to present proposals in a professional manner. Show the business plan. Explain to them why they should invest in you, and answer all their questions. Also, if someone is giving you money for your business as a gift, be sure you obtain a letter from them stating the amount of money and that it was a gift. This is a precaution to avoid future complications and misunderstandings, and also be especially cautious about legal issues. Do not ignore the federal or state securities laws and regulations just because an investor can solve your immediate need. At last, here are some tips for people who want to raise money from friends. First, only to friends who can afford the loss. Not every investment will be successful, so only to those who can afford the loss and respect to their money, use them carefully. Second, set a clear concept of business. It is important to let your friends know what your business is about and what you will do in the future. Third, choose experienced investors. If it is possible, choose friends who not only understand the risks and mechanism of investments, thus they can also provide suggestions and even introduce other useful resources. Finally, just remember that regardless successful or success or failure. The business is short term, but the friends will accompany in the long time. That's all of our presentation. Thank you very much.